reason why she would treat you, behave.
So, Issa says, would you talk to Vanessa?
No.
I said, sure. You know why?
Why?
Who's my boss? Who's my boss in this situation?
Who's the boss?
And where do I have to go back to work?
Insecure.
So what's the game you talked about?
You had to play the game. But hold on. But there was a situation earlier, Amanda, where she said, that ain't my business. Y'all need to handle that. Now she wants you to talk to her.
You're good at math. You good at math. Shannon Sharp.
I'm just saying because you like
you can't spell Sharpton without Sharp now.
So okay, you have.
So I take the call.
You should say I want to meet face to face. I want to look them up. I like to look a person.
My feelings were hurt. My feelings were hurt. I just got assaulted in a party for Black people in Hollywood. And I've been in Hollywood longer than majority of the people in this fucking party.
Right.
My feelings are hurt.
Okay, you take the call. Hello?
Hi, Amanda. This is Vanessa. I just want you to know that, so none of this has anything to do with Issa. That's the first thing she says. None of this has anything to do with Issa. So I just want you to know that, but I do want you to understand that it was me who kicked you out the party. Okay? So I just want you to know that the reason I kicked you out the party is because I don't like you. Okay, well, that's all I need to know. There's nothing else for us to talk about, and I hang up. She calls me back immediately. Why do you hang up? I said, because there's nothing else for us to talk about. She says, don't you want to know why I don't like you?
No, not actually. Actually, I don't.
No, I don't, because it's none of my business. I've never done anything to you. And for you to put me in harm's way off of literally nothing means that I don't need to talk to you about why you don't like me. You need to talk to your therapist about why you don't like me. And I hung up the phone.
She called back.
No, she called around. She started to...
With FanDuel, every swing of the PGA Tour is a chance to score. So this whole time, you're boss, and I don't do the gossip thing. So have you ever had a conversation with Issa about this situation, about her publicist?
You're saying since the situation?
At any point.
Well, I mean, I had that one time where I said to you...
Yeah, and she said, well, y'all need to work that out. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
So now after this conversation with the publicist, and I get off the phone...
All right, y'all see the title, you know, and what's going on. I ain't been here in a minute, you know. Reason why, because I'm busy, you know, lifing. And, I watched this whole interview with not Issa, but Amanda Seals. I so get her now. You know what I'm saying? That's why they say don't judge the book by its cover, because until you read the book, you don't get the full story. I don't know where I get that she was a lesbian or gay person, and you know, from that alone, I kind of had drawbacks, you know, and not, feeling her, you know. I don't know if she really is, gay or LGBT or whatever. But she talked a lot in this interview about dating men. So I said, oh, maybe she's not gay or a lesbian or whatever. But I so get her now on the strength that she was saying that she's autistic. So SRTG edition chat. Okay. All right. What's up to you? You know, welcome, you know. yeah, like I said, she's saying that she's autistic and she just been diagnosed with being autistic, at 42 years old. So it's like that's crazy. And then she said, is what Trump's son has Asperger disease, and it's like I think Elon Musk has this as well, so your brain functioning at a different wavelength than the norm, and you see things different, you act different, you in your own element with this disease. And a lot of times this disease or disability allows you to be exceptionally smart, you know. And once you listen to this interview with her, you can tell she's very exceptionally smart, aware of herself, full of herself, and that's the reason why. And I think a lot of us are affected by, just being dysfunctional to a degree, especially if you from the hood. When you walk out your door, you seeing, let me talk about my hood from back in the day. I lived in an apartment building, and when I came out my door, you know, now mind you, I moved in this apartment building when I was 5. It was a beautiful building. It was clean and everything. So we talking 1975. By 1980, that's when the crack era hit. So with that being said, uh, people start indulging. People start indulging in, getting high with freebase and crack, and this created the zombie nation, you know, literally the Walking Dead. When people start smoking this crack on a freebase level, people stop going to work. They stop paying their bills. Prominent looking people were looking dirty and dusty because they were. They just didn't care about their appearance, and the whole landscape of my apartment building changed. So now the different crews setting up and on different floors and different areas of the building, they bust out the lights so it'd be dark. So the police couldn't see who was doing what. And it was dangerous on the strength that if you didn't know how to navigate, you know, anything could happen to you. You get snatched up, you get raped, you get stabbed, you get shot. It was crazy. It's a war zone. And now your head got to be on the swivel. And little to my knowledge, you get immune to that type of environment and that behavior, and you harden, you know, and it's like everybody on the defense, Me and my sister Mika, we used to go over my grandmother's house after school. And then when it got dark, we had to come home, you know. And I hated going home because we hated going back to that apartment building. So I think 3 years in, my mother was able to move, and we moved near my grandmother's house and got, you know, we got from out of an apartment into an actual house that was still under public housing, and you know things were better, better than they were, even though we still moved from one hood to another hood. And mind you, I grew up in between two hoods, my grandmother area and where I lived at, Arthur Caper and Ellen Wilson, right? And it was a bridge that separated us, right? So with that being said, I'm growing up literally in two hoods, and uh, so we used to hate going home because as this building was diminishing, because the maintenance men were scared to come in and empty the incinerators, and the trash started piling up. So that breeded, rodents, mice, rats, cockroaches. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So just reflecting back, man, I was like, wow, we really lived through something, and we had to get through it, and I just feel like these kids today, they soft, they lucky that they didn't have to endure that level of poverty. And but at the end of the day, when you're faced with what you gotta do, you're gonna adapt. It's either you don't or you do. It's survival of the fittest. The strong is and will survive. So, which side of the fence are you on? Are you on a survival, or are you going to be somebody that lay down and be defeated? You know, and you know, so I just say that we all dysfunctional to a degree that I believe. Dealing with not having your dad in your life, or your moms, or whoever that's supposed to be there. So that's parent issues. You being raised by your grandmoms, or you dealing with the elements where you live, which is out of your control because you're a child. Now you're dealing with substance, mental, and alcohol abuse, dealing with your people. Now you gotta grow up fast and be the responsible person, or even the finance of the house. So when my friends got into the streets, it was about keeping the lights on, food in the house. Your little siblings, keeping them with nice shoes and clothes on, because maybe parents that fell victim to crack and substance abuse and mental abuse, mental health, you know, they were not being the parents that they needed